Hi everybody, welcome to our fourth segment of Tween drawing. Today we're going to touch upon a couple of subjects, one of them being color and perspective. Color, you guys probably have touched upon this with your art teacher in school. Let me just talk a little bit about this, and then we'll do some fun stuff. But the color wheel. So you have the color wheel, you have the primary colors, red and blue and yellow. But then across the way, this is what I picked up on Pinterest, is the complementary color. So yellow would be blue-violet, and orange would be blue, and yellow-green would be red, red-violet, red. So just look on the opposite side of the circle, the color wheel, and you can figure that out, what goes with what. So that's the other color that complements the other color. Then you have the colors that are cool colors, blues, greens, and the warmer colors, which are the reds and the oranges and the yellows. It kind of makes sense if you think about it, because it looks like fire or a sun or the ocean and a cloud. So you can kind of recognize those colors when you're trying to put a piece together. Today we are going to look at perspective too. So you might have covered 1-point perspective in your art classes. If you have not, 1-point perspective is basically if you were looking up at a building and it looked bigger at the bottom and smaller as you went up. So those are 1 point that's reaching down to create an illusion. So I'm going to show you what I mean on my paper, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I have 1-point perspective here, so here's my center, and all the points of all the little drawings I did will come from there. It's not perfect. If you'd like to use a protractor for your circle, that's great. I did not. So all my points lead back to this one. Like I said, not perfect. But you get the idea. The bigger at the bottom, and then it goes up to the top. So it's like you're laying down or looking down up at a building or down a hole. It's to give you the perspective. It's a different perspective than what you're used to. So I created a little mountain here, some trees and some buildings. And now this is on watercolor paper, and I just used pencil. So now I'm going to take my watercolor paintbrush and dip it in some watercolors. You got to activate the watercolors, which means getting the paint going so that it's actually going to work. You have to add the water. It's a blue tree. So I'm going to try it out with some cool colors, and then I'm going to move into some warm colors. So I'm kind of playing right now. I have to hold the camera with my right hand, so I'm painting with my left. This is a good activity to try out. And I'm just going to show you the gist of this, okay? It's not going to be perfect, and yours, you know, whatever in your eyes is perfect is perfect. And you know, sometimes it's good to play with stuff. You know why? That's how we learn, okay? So here's a warmer color. Maybe we'll do a warm mountain. You don't usually see warm mountains, do you? You see more like cool, misty mountains. Maybe this one's out west, and the sun is setting, and it's looking a little orange. Like a hot sunset out west. Let's see here. That's kind of cool. Let's see, I'll do some more cool colors. Just make sure your, paintbrush has enough paint on it. Get the watercolor set at your craft store. I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive to start. Just, even Job Lot has them. just to get yourself going here, wet the paintbrush thoroughly and use a lot of water on the watercolors to get them going. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to get all this stuff colored. Let's see here. I am going to go with maybe a yellow. Do a little sunset sky over here. That's not really yellow. I gotta wet my paintbrush a little more. There we go. Really dig into those colors. Otherwise they won't come up. Alright. And I know as a tween, you don't want to mess up. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're talking about. But hey, come on. Adults even make mistakes. And have to learn, okay? Everybody's got to learn new skills here. So mine may not come out perfect either, and I know it won't. But you know what? I tried, and I'm playing, and I love to paint, and it's relaxing, so it's awesome. So once you're going, I'll tell you a little bit about watercolors too while we're at it. Watercolors are unpredictable, so it's kind of cool because I usually let my watercolors dry and then I usually go back in and fix them up with a marker, like a permanent thin Sharpie, and it makes it look kind of neat. I really urge you guys to take out some picture books in the preschool area at the library. Take a look at the illustrations. Try to pick out some watercolor illustrations and try to figure out what they did. That's what I like to do. I like to look and say, oh, did they do a wet on wet? Which means taking some paint and then going over it again with a wet brush. And then I usually go in with the marker and straighten stuff out and not make it perfect because I like all these little edges and stuff. I like it to look a little bit alive. That gives your picture some movement, okay? So that's a good thing. Let's do, I don't know, some more colors over here. I got my nice music going. Oh yeah, it's fun. Just chill out with your friends and it's nice to get your mind off of things. And just kind of chill and do what you want to do here, okay? Because we're instructed so much during the day. Let's just, you know, play a little bit here. All right, I'm gonna color this building and then I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll come back and I'll show you what this looks like. This is kind of neat. All the colors blend together. It's gonna play a little bit. You're gonna have a little bit of accident when you looks like, oh no, it's going into the other color. No, it's okay. Just leave it. Let it dry and see what it looks like. If you don't like it, go back in. Because you know what? This part has dried over, let's see, over here. This has dried. So if I go back in, I can lighten it up. Because it's watercolor. And even though it's unforgiving, it's forgiving. Because after it dries, go back in, do what you want. Okay? Have some fun with this. Alrighty, I'll be right back and we'll see if this dried and looks a little different. Check it out, okay? Hi guys, we're back. I just thought I'd update you on my little watercolor here. Looks kind of cool. All I did was I outlined it with Sharpie. And you know what? I left the inside, and it looks kind of like I'm looking through a hole into another like world or something, like a little world I created. So I encourage you to be creative with yours, okay? Take a look at it, and if you want to, you can outline your pencil marks with Sharpie, and then you can even erase, after you've outlined them with Sharpie, you can erase the pencil as it comes through so that there's no double lines or anything like that. But I like how mine came out. It's kind of neat. You guys, happy drawing. Okay, bye.